As the viscosity of the lube oil is less, that means thinner the lube oil is, and it will be able to go to all the critical parts of the diesel engine in a quick fashion. Hello my friends, once again welcome back to my channel Mariner Shian. So guys, the topic of today's discussion is lube oil and lube oil grading. Well, we will be explaining about single grade lube oil and multi-grade lube oil and the importance of both and the characteristic of single grade lube oil and multi-grade lube oil. So guys, let's not waste any time and move on to our topic, lube oil grading. And yeah guys, if you are new to this channel, do subscribe my channel and press on the bell icon for future notifications. When the engine is cold, that is during the startup time of the engine, at that particular time the lube oil of the engine will also be cold. That means the colder the lube oil, more thicker the lube oil will be. That means more viscous the lube oil will be. So we can say that there will be more friction between the adjacent layer of the fluid, that is our lube oil. As the engine becomes warmed up, that is comes to an operation temperature, that means the lube oil will be hotter in nature. The hotter the lube oil, more thinner the lube oil will be. That means the lube oil will be less viscous in nature and there will be less friction between the adjacent layer of the fluid. In other words, you can say that the viscosity and the temperature are indirectly proportional to each other. That means as the temperature increases, the viscosity drops and vice versa. So when we start the engine, that is during the cold condition, we want the lube oil to go to all the critical parts of the diesel engine as soon as possible, so as to lubricate all the critical parts. So as we have discussed earlier, when the oil is cold, at that particular time our lube oil will be more thick in nature. That means the viscosity of the lube oil will be high. So at that particular time, as the engine is cold and our lube oil is more thicker, it will be difficult for our lube oil to go to all the critical parts of the diesel engine and lubricate it. So basically that's a drawback for our single grade lube oil at the cold condition to lubricate the critical parts of the diesel engine. And to add on to it, the lubricant won't be able to reduce the friction between two metal to metal contact. Now coming to the situation when the engine gets warmed up, that means the engine comes to an operating temperature. At this particular time, the lube oil will be hotter in nature. As we have discussed earlier, hotter the lube oil, less viscosity of the lube oil will be. So here the viscosity of the lube oil will be less. As the viscosity of the lube oil is less, that means thinner the lube oil is, and it will be able to go to all the critical parts of the diesel engine in a quick fashion. But here arises a problem. The problem here it is that the lube oil film won't be able to retain in the critical parts of the machinery. As the lube oil film is not able to retain, there will be a metal to metal contact and wear and tear. So that's the problem with single grade lube oil. We are not able to manipulate the thickness of the lube oil as per the operating temperature. Now let's talk something really practical. Let's analyze a single grade lube oil. Now we will be talking about SAE30. SAE is expanded as Society of Automotive Engineers. What this particular society does is that it measures the viscosity of the lube oil and gives it a particular number. So in our case, SAE 30, it gives the number 30 to the lube oil as per the viscosity. Now you can see a scale in my screen in which it represents the grading of the lube oil. Now you can see higher the number, more viscous the lube oil will be. That means more thicker the lube oil will be. Lower the number, less viscous the lube oil will be, and thinner the lube oil will be. And yeah guys, keep that in mind, viscosity and temperature are indirectly proportional to each other as I have discussed earlier. It's a critical point. So that's all for single grade lube oil. Now let's analyze multi-grade lube oil. Now talking about the multi-grade lube oil, I have brought a tin of lube oil from a vehicle workshop in which we will be analyzing the multi-grade lube oil. So basically I just wanted to show you this tin and make you realize what multigrade lube oil is. So you can see here very carefully, here it is written 20 20W-40. I hope you can see it very clearly. Yeah guys, now we'll be analyzing what is 20W-40 as the video unfolds. As we have discussed earlier in the single grade lube oil, in which the higher the number will be, more viscous the lube oil will be, more thicker the lube oil will be. The lower the number, less viscous the lube oil will be, thinner the lube oil will be. The same applies here in the multigrade lube oil as well. So here the W stands for winter. As it is written 20W-40. That means it has a viscosity of 20 in the winter condition. That is the cold condition of the engine. Here winter means the cold condition of the engine, when the lube oil is colder in nature. And the 40 over here represent the viscosity of the lube oil will be 40. That is, if we consider the scale of the lube oil will be more thicker in nature in the hot condition, that is the operating condition of the diesel engine. So you can see how multigrade lube oil behaves. It behaves like 20 when the lube oil is colder in nature and 40 when the lube oil is hotter in nature. So you can see it have a dual behavior. So from this situation we can understand that as the temperature, that is the operating temperature of the diesel engine changes, the character of the lube oil changes as well. So that's the main benefit of the multigrade lube oil. So you can see that when the engine is colder in nature, it is supposed to be a thicker lube oil, but what multigrade gives us that the lube oil will be thinner in nature. So you can see 20W. That means the lube oil will be more thinner in the cold condition. So as the engine gets warmed up and comes to operating temperature, to an elevated temperature, at that particular time, in general, the lube oil becomes more thinner in nature. But here what multigrade lube oil provides us with a benefit that the lube oil here becomes more thicker. That means more viscous the lube oil will be. So you can see here very clearly, it's a big advantage for our multigrade lube oil. And we can say that in a much more precise manner that when the engine is cold, it behaves like a 20 SAE 20. And when the engine gets warmed up, that means comes to an operating temperature, it behaves like a SAE 40. That means SAE 20 and SAE 40, both the properties are enhanced in this particular multigrade lube oil. So that's a big advantage. Both the properties of the SAE 20 as well as SAE 40 are in this particular lube oil. That is our multigrade lube oil. So basically that's a big advantage. Now in the multigrade lube oil, because of its dual nature, in the cold condition it will behave like SAE 20. That means the lube oil will have low viscosity in the cold condition, which is quite good because of the low viscosity and thinner in nature of the lube oil, it will be able to go and lubricate all the critical parts of the main engine or diesel engine during the cold condition. And in the hot condition, that is at an elevated temperature, the lube oil will behave as SAE 40. That means the lube oil will be thicker in nature and more viscous in nature. That means the lube oil will be able to retain and have a thick lube oil film in the critical parts of the machinery, which is also a favorable condition for our diesel engine or main engine. So basically it's a big advantage for our diesel engine or main engine because of multigrade lube oil. Multigrade lube oil is dynamic in nature. And yeah guys, you might be knowing the bigger engine needs multigrade lube oil, as multigrade lube oil enhances the performance of our diesel engine. That's all I want to talk about the lube oil grading, that is regarding the single grade lube oil as well as multigrade lube oil, as I have covered almost all the portion of the lube oil grading. I hope this video was quite informative one for you. So guys, see you next time with much more interesting videos like this. And yeah guys, if you like my channel, do subscribe my channel and press on the bell icon for future notification. Do comment down below in the comment section, as your comments make a huge impact and motivates me to make much more improvement in my YouTube channel and videos. And yeah guys, thank you and have a nice day. See you with much more interesting videos like this. Thank you and have a nice day.